how about... There we go. Okay. Ugh. I haven't even updated OBS. I don't know why you're resetting. Goddamn my mic. Anyway. Notification sent out. Looks like we're good now. Okay. For those of you who were online the last 2 weekends, but haven't updated your online settings for the Switch, you should still have this event active. Especially if you have the more recent version, which I don't think I do. I think I last went online in March, not April, so I don't have the Blissey's active. But I do still have Tyrannitar. So, let's go and show off what we can do here. Find... should be that one? So I'll be doing this once in Scarlet and once in Violet, at least one clear piece, because I did 2 different builds. One borders on free, but it still helps to have certain setup for NPC allies. This one, however, actually I can show you this before we go in there. The Crawdon build, using shell armor. Because, you know, in general, fuck enemies that rely on crit builds. As if we're not rolling the dice enough already. So, it's a shell armor Crawdon. Here's the moveset as well. Night Slash, Iron Defense, Sword Stance, Protect. You only need Protect once, and honestly, the Protect is not necessary unless you get a bad roll on the one turn your ability's turned off. Which is a possibility. It's a boosted crit odd fight, so. Tera Dark, you can get that naturally when you get the eggs. Hold item Shell Bell. Adamant Nature. There's some argument to be made for going Impish here if you want more defense, but the turn counter is going to be tight. You have room for 1, maybe 2 bad moves in this. So, I say you stick with Adamant. The other fight I'll show you, the build on Violet, that one you should do Impish, but I went Adamant as well. I am adamantly a fan of attack boosting natures. Anyway. Let's actually get to the fight so we can see what we're working with. Okay, let me just shift this around for a half second. Update that. Okay. Now, one thing we are going to be doing for this is... oh yeah, I've also already caught the Tyrannitar if you want to see. Let's see, where is it? Here. Tera Ghost, Stone Edge, Crunch, Earthquake, Shadow Claw. Caught it, what, 2-3 days ago? Yeah. I missed the first weekend, so. I had my link set up for that weekend. I was not ready to actually play, though, or set up a team. As you can see, perfect IVs. And I caught him in a Luxury Ball. It's my favorite Pokeball. So we're probably going to be resetting this a bit because I want at least 1 Intimidator for my NPC allies. Challenge alone. If you challenge as a group, it might try to go online and resync your settings. You could lose the raid. Depends on whether or not you're in airplane mode. If you're going to auto-reconnect to the internet, I don't want to fuss with that shit. So this is how we're doing it. Come on, Arceus, show me an Intimidator. Preferably the Arcanine. The Arcanine's the best one for this situation, followed by the Staraptor, and then the Galarian Tauros. We got the Arcanine, though. Hopefully one will be enough. It opens with Sandstream, its ability, but considering this is a post-Gen 4, or post-Gen 5, the weather is temporary. It's only going to last 5 turns. Start with Iron Defense. That's going to hurt, but we're getting the defense boost and our Intimidators in effect. And that's why you want the Arcanine, because it goes down quickest to this Tyrannitar set. The more your Intimidator goes down, the more procs you get for Intimidate. And since we have an Intimidator, that means we don't lose the time at the initial battle starting screen, so we can get off 2 Night Slashes here before it does any resets. We even got a crit on it. I use the crits to destroy the crits. And now it's going to reset us, we just let it. Thank you for specifying, Tyrannitar, the Unrivaled. Protect, we have our shell armor down, let's not fuck with it. Now we gotta reset our defenses. Excuse you? Thank you. I'd prefer you not interrupt me taking my turn. But that's the way Scarlet and Violet just rolls. Motherfucker. Oh, you shut up too. Goddamn jet engine in the background. And of course, high crit builds, low accuracy. If it's not 100%, it might as well be 50. And you're losing those coin flips to me, baby. Because I lose them every other day of the week. We've got 2 iron defenses up, and the Arcanine just came back out for another Intimidate. Let's use our heal cheers, shall we? I think last night in Scarlet, I actually got lucky enough to have 2 Intimidators while I was practicing this. And in Violet, I had a Gardevoir. I would have preferred an Arboliva, but Gardevoir with the occasional Life Dew is good enough. Can I chance it here? It just did another Dragon Dance. But we also got our Arcanine back out. The final Iron defense. It misses anyway! Never punished. Now we drop the Swords Dance. That hurts! But we can also start firing off Night Slashes to regain health. Don't have to rely on the cheers as much. And it's only going to be doing about 30, 40 damage to us. They can't crit through our shell armor. There you go. I would prefer a bigger heal, though. Oh, yeah. We don't have enough Swords Dance to set up. Yeah, we have to heal here. Give us a big one, please. I hate how the healing has to be RNG in goddamn raids. I don't know who at the Pokemon Company is fucking with multiplayer to this extent, but they need to fuck harder and not the players. Okay, we can set up the other 2 Swords Dances and go straight into Tera. It's only doing about 30 damage to us a tick, so we should be safe. You saw what we did with 1 Swords Dance up. That's a +2 attack. Now we've got +6. And we've also got +6 in defense. So, let's add Tera on top of it, and you'll see just what this crabby bastard can do. I honestly didn't think we were going to pull this off the first run, but we got lucky with an Arcanine, so the NPCs were in our favor. Behold, Carcinization. But let's cut to the chase, shall we? A little dark, too. Gotta love it. And that's mostly a full heal. We've got enough buffs on our side now that once it resets its own stats, gets rid of its own debuffs, we're still in the clear. Arcanine is doing us a solid thank you for being weak in this specific context. Aw, nice try. But like I said, if it's not 100% accuracy, it's 50. I would have liked to have popped that shield there, but these are the allies we have to work with. And once that shield is through, we need to land 3 hits, unless we get lucky with crits. It might be able to do it too. But 3 is more generally what we're aiming for. We have all physical attacking allies, but none of them are hitting it quite so hard. That's the drawback to not using something like Screech or Leer. Mum's the... no secrets from my allies. The Arcanine just popped a Leer too. So it'll be even quicker, hopefully. We might clear on this one, but probably not. It's only 1 defense drop. Never mind, Arcanine is still the GOAT. Strong where it counts, weak where we need it. You already have 0 HP! Fuck you, go to hell! I even tried queuing up another attack, he's already dead. Bye-bye. I was really trying to find a way to use Iron Thorns for this raid. I wanted to make it Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. It just doesn't have a viable build out there. So naturally, all builds converge around crabs. Okay. I honestly thought it was going to take longer for Scarlet, so let's go to Violet. And while I do pull up Violet, I can pull up my note file, so we can go over the build shit. I wonder what the next one's going to be. Are we sticking with pseudo-legendaries, or... We'll see. They gotta have something to keep us on the hook for Legend ZA. What can they do to last till Christmas? I don't know, go back to pre-tariff pricing on the Switch 2? Actually, no. They confirmed that the Switch 2 price points and the game price points for it were considered before the American tariffs. Proud to be declaring bankruptcy. Okay, Scarlet, you are out for the moment. Before we pop in Violet, I mean, before we load it up, more so, let me bring up my notepad. Where is my notepad? There we go. We could zoom in a little, too. So, the build we just used was for Scarlet, Crawdaunt. This build was taken from Austin John Plays. I have seen similar builds for Torterra. However, Torterra, surprisingly, it's a more bulky Pokemon in general, but I don't think it's sufficiently defensive in the ways that count for this battle. You do use the same strat, effectively. It's just, you don't have Night Slash as a Torterra. You replace that move. Everything else, though, Iron Defense, Swords Dance, Protect, that's the same. You have Shell Armor for crit mitigation. You have Tera Dark for super effective attack, stab especially. Nature Adamant. There's an argument to be made whether you want to go Adamant or Impish. Again, though, it can be tight on the number of turns, so I prefer Adamant. You're going to invest in Raw Attack and Raw Defense, whether you go Adamant or Impish anyway, and put the last 4 in HP, because they gotta go somewhere. I don't even have Protect in here. Hang on. There we go. When Austin John demoed this build, he used Taunt, but he tried using it while the shield was up, so it naturally didn't work. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty much what I showed you there. Turn 1, turn 2, turn 2.5. Hey, it depends whether you got an Intimidator in there. Intimidators make this more sustainable, especially if you got an Arcanine as an NPC ally. So turn 1 Iron Defense, turn 2 and 3 Night Slash, then you move to turn 4 after it stat resets you into Protect. You set up the Iron Defenses, you set up the Swords Dances, and mix in Heal Cheers as needed. If you got more than 2 Swords Dances, you can start mixing in Night Slash. For 1 Swords Dance, it doesn't seem worth it. I just showed you how badly that could be a fuck up. So, if you have at least 2 Swords Dances, then you mix in Night Slash. Once you have all 3 Swords Dances, you Tera Night Slash. And then you spam that singular move until it's over. For Violet, however, we're going to have to kill some time. So maybe I explain things while we're waiting for that. Alrighty. Come on, you little twirly bastard. Finish pinwheeling. Looking for a black ghost crystal. As opposed to a white cloth one. As you saw, for Violet, we're doing the Crocodile strat. This one is not the fastest necessarily, but it is the most consistent one that I've seen. And my specific build is from Osiris with one exception. I changed his build from Adamant to Impish. I kept the IV spread the same, but like I said before, I like bonus attack natures. And the Impish is not necessary in this one. It can help, but if you have at least one healer or one intimidator, I don't think it's necessary. I might eat my words live, so we'll see. Yeah, I know the drill. So what I would like here is an Arboliva or a Gardevoir. Intimidators would also help. Again, Arcanine would be the best, followed by Staraptor, and then Tauros. So 5 out of 18 possible NPCs is what I'm looking for here. None of what I was looking for. I don't want to roll the dice there. So I was going to wait until we actually got into the fight. Let's go over the notes now. This is a very simple build, and I need simplicity because anytime somebody says, oh yeah, this is a brain-dead autopilot, I will put that shit to the test. Have you met me? I'm me. Okay, so Crocodile uses Anger Point, the same hidden ability that people were looking at for Primeape here. I was surprised not Annihilate, but then again, it also starts as Half Ghost, whatever you set your Tera as, and the Tyrannitar is going to have Crunch and Shadow Claw, so yeah, Primeape was very much a consideration instead of Annihilate. I already have multiple Annihilates built, but not a Primeape, so thankfully, I guess. Anger Point. Once the opponent lands a crit, and this Tyrannitar event is a crit build, so once it inevitably lands a crit on you, it maxes out your attack stat. You get a free Belly Drum, plus 6 attack. Tera Dark, again. Sandile can naturally be Tera Dark, so you don't have to worry about burning shards, necessarily. Put 252 in HP, 252 in defense, and the last 4 in attack. This is one of those points where it's like, maybe I should have gone Impish instead of Adamant, but this is like a 25-point difference when you get down to the practicality of it. So I would be sacrificing about... Actually, I can get back in there. I can get you exact numbers. How's that sound? I'll get you the exact numbers. $394 HP. This is still the same HP stat that was being used in Osiris' build. But when we get to attack, we're talking about that being a 24-point difference. His attack, because he went Impish instead of Adamant, was 274. Versus the defense being, what was it, 287, 289? So it can be about a 30-point difference here. But this is what we're talking about here. a 20 to 30 point range, and either way, we still have enough defense that we're going to be able to take the hits. So I feel like Adamant was a bit more comfortable here, because you want to deal that damage, you want to get that healing back off of your Shell Bell, so I will stick with my assertion here. The official build from Osiris was Impish. I like Adamant. And it's totally not because I was using the same Ditto for both of these builds, so I could just get things over with quicker. Nope. That, theoretically, but not in necessarily this case. Anybody says otherwise? What am I thinking right now? Fuck you, telepaths. Anyway, here's the build. Breaking Swipe, Power Trip, Protect, and Mud Slap. I don't think you even need these power points. These were wastes of PP ups, because you're not even going to use 10 Power Trips. Never mind the other moves. Use Protect once, use Mud Slap once, Breaking Swipe 2-3 times. Waste of PP ups. But I used them already, so let's actually get in there. Yeah, I know. So, show me what we're working with. Give me some good allies here. Something I can really write home about. Arboliva, okay. I can work with that. The grassy terrain does eat some time out of your turn counters, but it's a healer. It'll do enough work for us. It does not overwrite the Sandstream, however, because it's terrain, not weather. And now we wait. We play the waiting game, because we actually needed to reset our stats, and we're not going to open ourselves up to any attacks prior to the stat reset. Any second now. It's usually at about the 15-25% mark. And I just noticed my Twitch overlay refreshed, so hopefully that doesn't mean the connection's shit. Well, fuck me, Ryan, it might be. I'm looking at the bit rates, and yeah, I'm just totally worried about the connectivity of the viewing experience and not trying to fill dead air, because I literally have to wait until an opponent makes their move automatically at a certain specified increment in the timer. Excuse me. Phone call for nothing, never mind it. And now that we've had our ability temporarily disabled, we protect. You might think, oh, we should take that hit right there. It's going to be critical. It could trigger our anger point. Yeah, we also don't have anything coming our way that is mitigated by our allies. We're not going to have grassy terrain up. We just got to worry about tanking it. So, first things first, we lower its attack. It's about to set up Dragon Dances, so now that it's not resetting itself for a bit, we can Breaking Swipe safely. If you don't have Breaking Swipe yet in Scarlet and Violet, it's a TM. I want to say it's from the Indigo Disc. There's our crit. Our anger point is all set up. Turn 1. Well, technically turn 2/5. Second Breaking Swipe, so we're ready for the second Dragon Dance. And now we're going to do a Mud Slap. We need a third attack to get our Tera online, and also, it's already a low accuracy crit build. Why not just fuck with them harder? Now our Tera's online, and we got +6 attack. All we have to do is click Power Trip until we win. That's it. The second Dragon Dance has now set its attack back to neutral. And here we go. A little close! We didn't bring defensive buffs to this fight. We also can't mitigate the incoming crits. But if we get a full enough heal, that's not a full heal. We might actually go down here. The ranges are not in our favor right now, but we can just keep clicking Power Trip. We put that Mud Slap in there for a reason. It just has to miss once and we're clear. This is why I prefer the Gardevoir with Life Dew personally, as opposed to Arboliva with the smaller heals off grassy terrain. We're in the clear now. Shield is down. We're gonna get a free attack next turn, and it just missed here. Whew. And this should be 3, maybe 4 power trips to the clear. My asshole no longer needs to pucker. We're still 8 short of full heal, but that's where the Arboliva comes back in. Arboliva? I'm not Greek. I'm not pretending I care about olives. Goddamn saltwater gushers. Go ahead, hit me. Ow. 222, over half. The third attack post shield, and we will be done. That hurts, but it's not exactly a high crit. Not breaking swipe, power trip. Almost mashed through that too quickly. And it is over. He just don't know it yet. Boom. Thank you, Arboliva. You came in clutch with those just few bits of healing. And that's the most consistent build we have right now. Because consistency is something of a premium when you're up against a boss that specializes in crits. And 3 Herba. Ooh. Smoke and sexy style. Okay, I'll take that. And that's all she wrote for the Tyrannitar raid. I wish I could have done this yesterday or even earlier with the event still active, but shit has a nasty case of happening. What can I tell you? So, we got to do this together, and we just crossed the half-hour mark. Fuck it, I still want to play something. I got time. Let me swap shit around. We'll try to make some Monster Hunter happen. Maybe I break up the local recording, but as far as the stream goes, I just gotta change the title shit. Put it in preload. Yeah, I'm still talking. I'm still here. Alright. Yoink. Oh no, Elgato, no signal. Gotta put my Switch in something safe so that Gravity and I can't fight over it. That's a fight I'm gonna lose. And I don't want to gamble that with the Switch 2, break it a mint on the goddamn price point. Alright, don't need that controller. Need this one. Now, let's see. Just bring up the main window, actually. Nope, I don't need Elgato anymore. Just close that. Okay. Where is the chat widget? Oh, there it is. Okay. It's not overlapping anything critical at the moment. Notification. I didn't mean to trigger that, but sure. Okay, you can see it. Let me let the whole thing play, actually. Ta-da. Cute shit, right? Okay. Now let's get this changed over. Let's see if I can spell first. Okay, we changed over the title and the category. Now, where's my goddamn game instance? No, that's Elder Scrolls. I don't have a good explanation for it. I think it's just because I wanted the 100% the original version. But I've actually got the 32-bit version of Skyrim from 2011 reinstalled on my machine. I started playing as a Nord. I usually play Argonian, like, in general for Elder Scrolls. But, I was in the mood for something different. Like, if I was playing Elder Scrolls, my order of events is usually something along the lines of Argonian for my, air quotes, main save, followed by one of the endemic nationality for flavor at some point. So I should have probably done Nord earlier, given we are in Nordland. And then I like an Altmer for a magic build, or a Dunmer. Breton if I'm having difficulty, which, if you crank the slider right out of the gate in Oblivion, yeah, I got no problem saying I played Breton there. Khajiit was high up for me as well. In Skyrim in particular, usually it's not high up for me, but I liked the extra unarmed damage. I tried doing a heavy armor, restoration, unarmed Khajiit build. It was not good, but I played it. I did what I could.